Hey, everybody, welcome to Dad Talk today. My name is Eric Carroll, and boy, do we have an amazing interview for you tonight. Being from the South, man, there is a couple of names that you hear a little bit of everywhere you go, especially if you're driving through the state of Alabama. When it comes to country music, the name Hank Williams is synonymous. It's legendary. And it's some of the earliest memories of my childhood was sitting with my grandfather right here in this very spot, not in the studio. He used to live right here. And he would put on his old records, and it was Hank Williams Sr. I ain't gonna lie to you. Back then, man, I didn't get it. And I was like, what are you listening to, Papa? But I remember sitting there and listening to this music. And as I got older, I started listening back on it, hearing the stories in the music, hearing the pain. And it stuck to me. Him and Elvis, man, they were really big inspirations, and I love Johnny Cash as well. And I believe that's been lost inside of country music. And Hank is here tonight to carry on that family tradition. And guess what, guys? He turns 23 years old today. Okay, he is coming, and he did this interview today on his birthday. So I want you to show him some love down below, and make sure you go to his page and show him some love and listen to the music. There is a story behind this. Unfortunately, right now, we can't talk much about that story. There's a little bit of controversy surrounding it. But if you listen to the song Ghost of Hank Williams, which we will be debuting tonight on Dad Talk today, it tells a little bit about that, okay? We have discussed doing a future interview, okay, around Hank Sr.'s grave to discuss a little bit about what's going on. Okay, but tonight we won't dip too much into that. We're going to be talking more about growing up, some of his influences, and different stuff like that, and listening to his song. He is going on tour across the United States right now. And if you would like to, check out that event page and go and see a show, man. It's hard to hear that kind of country music anymore. And I, for one, am a lover of it, and he does it well. So, guys, without further ado, here is our interview with Hank Williams IV. Welcome to Dad Talk today. My name is Eric Carroll, and we have an amazing show lined up for you. We are fighting for fathers all across the United States and all across the world where you can be glad to be dad. Stick around, guys. Dad Talk today is about to begin. Everybody, welcome to Dad Talk today. My name is Eric Carroll, and I am sitting here with country music royalty, Hank Williams IV. Hank, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You know what? I'm just going to get this straight out. Yeah, I had a lot of people that wrote when they saw you was coming on the show, Hank. They said, do not ask him this question, but I'm a little bit of a rebel, so I got to ask. Why do you drink and why do you roll smoke?
Oh, man. It's just a family tradition. You know what I mean?
There you go, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I see you are from Montgomery, Alabama?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
There you go. I'm right here beside you in Columbus, Georgia, not too far away.
There you go.
Yeah, man. So how long have you been doing the music?
Man, I've been doing the music ever since I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and I just turned 23 today.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Oh, it's your birthday today.
It's my birthday today.
Well, happy birthday. I'm glad we can have you on your birthday. I tell you what, man, this show means a lot to me. I'm a huge Hank Sr. fan. And some of my earliest memories was sitting with my grandfather out on the porch. He used to put his old Hank Sr. records on. And as a kid, I didn't get it. And I'm going to tell you, as I got older, man, it became one of my favorite things to listen to. That and Elvis, it kind of grew on me. But Hank Sr. was one of those that you got to understand it, you know, and you could feel the lyrics in his music. What is that like for you going back and hearing that legacy that he left?
Iconic. Absolutely iconic. You know, unlike you, when I was younger, I didn't quite understand it. But the older I got, the more I started to understand things. And being in the music industry, I definitely understand exactly you know, what he, you know, every song that he sang told a story.
Yep.
So, and it's real.
Yeah, man. It seems like country music is missing that nowadays. I don't like the new country. I was with the old school, the Rebels, the Hank Seniors and Johnny Cash's, and the lyrics and the stories they told through that music. It seems like that's been lost, and it seems like you're trying to bring a little bit of that back, and that makes me excited.
Not just a little bit. I'm actually trying to bring it completely back.
There you go, man.
You've got a lot of people out there that actually still dig the older country music. Hey, I'm like you, man. No disrespect to the guys that's doing it now, but it just ain't working, fellas. I'm sorry. It ain't country.
No, it's not. It seems like they've almost somewhat went rock and roll, and to some extent, and they're trying to commercialize it. And that music is so beautiful, and it seems like we're losing that. So I'm glad to see that you're bringing that back. Let's talk a little bit about your family story, though. So after I saw it, I'm going to tell you how I came about with you. My mom came to me the other day, and I come from a very Christian family. My dad was a pastor. Both my grandfathers were pastors. My dad died about 8 years ago. But my mom came to me, and she's like, I'm going to go to a concert over in Montgomery. And she was like, Hank Williams is playing there. She knows I'm a big Hank Williams fan. And I looked down at that poster, and I was like, there's a Hank for her. I was like, this is neat, man. And so I started looking up and found out there's a little bit of a story behind this with the Hank Williams name with you. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Not exactly. It's a bit complicated there.
Yeah, man, I can see. And you've got a new song that just came out, Ghost of Hank Williams. And I believe that touches a little bit on it.
It really does. It really does. It basically tells my side of the story and everything. If you want to kind of hear that, then I mean that pretty much will tell it right there.
All right,
it'll basically do all the explaining for me.
All right, so I'm gonna play this single real quick. It's called "The Ghost of Hank Williams." And how long ago did this come out? It's been out for a week now.
Well, actually, a few days.
Oh, really?
A few days. Yeah, it released. Let's see, was it June 12th?
Okay. So, what's the reception been like so far?
Positive feedback.
Oh man, you can definitely hear the family history in this, guys. I'm gonna play this for you. This is the new single by Hank Williams IV, "The Ghost of Hank Williams."
They say I'm just a lost sheep outside the family, but I'm living proof with every note I breathe. 'Cause I'm never alone, and no one will ever see that I can Hank Williams ghost inside of me. Well, I'm so hurt, no one believes I'm living in the shadows of Hank's memories. 'Cause everywhere I sing, they all come out to see, wanting me to prove my legacy. I can't run, I can't hide, living in the mirror of my grandfather's mind. I can't laugh, and I won't cry, 'cause I know who I am deep inside. It's just a family tradition, and it makes me smile. I've had these feelings since I was a child. The stage has always been my home, and I've never played alone. I can Hank Williams ghost inside of me. The family's plan was not part of my dreams. I'm just a maverick, I'll always be. I'm the living proof of who I am. I'm not ashamed and take no blame with the name that's part of me. Don't you think it's time just to let it all go? I'm just going to sing my songs and carry on, 'cause it's all that I've ever known. I got Hank Williams' ghost in my soul. Yes, they say I'm a lost sheep outside the family, but I'm living proof with every note I breathe. I'm never wrong, and no one will ever see that I can Hank Williams' ghost inside of me. I've got Hank Williams' ghost inside of me.
Man, that's awesome, brother. That is so cool. So what's that been like? I'm sure you're meeting lots of people on the road that know some of that family tree. What's it like hearing all these stories about your family?
Great. I love hearing stories. The stories just it interests me, man. It really does. Hearing people's take on what they've heard, what they've seen, and everything like that, and who they've met.
Right.
It's great.
Absolutely, man. So what did you think about the movie I Saw the Light? I watched that not too long ago.
Yeah, I watched it, and I didn't think much of it, but I went back and watched it again after I had a little bit more time. I'm the type of guy that I watch something once, I don't think much of it,
Right.
And then it's just like CDs, I listened to it one time, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good, Then I have to like listen to it over and over and over again. In this case, the movie, I had to watch it over and over and over again for me to really grasp the concept, and I dug it, man. It was pretty good, The costumes were spot on, and I don't know, I just liked it. I mean, it was good.
So we've had someone similar on the show before. We had Wade Jennings on, and hearing the stories about his grandfather and what went on. I mean, what's that like, being in that family legacy and knowing that big name you got to live up to?
It more so kind of goes back to the George Jones song, "Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes?"
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Somebody's got to fill it. Somebody's got to keep on the family tradition. Wade's doing it, and that's my intentions too.
Oh yeah, man. I think he's amazing, and that's living up to such that big name. That goes back to kind of what we was talking about a little bit earlier. Country music just ain't country music anymore.
You're right.
And hearing how Hank Sr., he really kind of built up what was called the Grand Ole Opry. What's that like, knowing that they do not recognize him?
They're lost. They're lost. No, I don't know, man. That's a subject in itself right there.
It definitely is. I mean, how can you have the Grand Ole Opry without Hank Williams Sr. in there? Live such a short life, and I know there was a lot of controversy around some of the stuff that went on. I'm curious, is there anything about hearing about your grandfather's story, or Hank Jr., anybody that you say, I'm going to do this a little bit different, or I'm going to try to do some of these same things?
It's more so I want to do the old stuff. I do want to put my twist on to it, make it mine.
Right.
So kind of change it just a little bit, but not exactly.
Right.
Me, I'm all about originality. With my guitar playing and everything, I try to keep everything almost exactly like the record, just a few changes,
Yeah, man. I listened to some of your stuff on YouTube, hearing the Hank Sr. tunes and stuff that you're doing. Man, you are knocking that out of the park. And that's not the easiest music to do.
No, not really. People ask me, how do you, like Long Gone Lonesome Blues, the yodeling and everything. People ask me, how do you do it? And I don't know. Just it just happens. It's genetic, I guess, you know.
There you go. At least you have that legacy that was left behind to kind of listen to it and know where to go to with it. Tell us a little bit about your background, though. I know we said you was from Montgomery, Alabama.
I don't know. Life was pretty good growing up. You know, me going out and playing all the shows and everything, and you know, hearing these stories, hearing what my grandfather told me and everything, and it was good, really good. You know, I enjoyed listening to the stories that, you know, he's told me and the stories that he's continuing to tell me and everything like that. It's good, man. It's really good. You know, I remember the first time I went to Hank's grave. You know, we met a bunch of people up there. I think they were having a little bit of a gathering there, and I got up on a block and sang "I Saw the Light."
Ah, that's awesome.
And you know, no disrespect to anybody else over there, but I kind of drew the crowd over there towards me instead of over there, knowing what was going on. But you know, it was a fun time, man. It really was. But no, the childhood, it was great, really great.
Yeah, so talking a little bit about the memories of my grandfather listening to your grandfather, one of my memories is, again, my grandfather was a pastor, and he used to sing this song in church all the time. He was known for it, called "Something Got a Hold of Me." And I play a little bit of guitar and sing myself. And when he died, they wanted me to sing a song at his funeral. And they was like, "Eric, what are you going to sing?" And I was looking it up, and I was like, well, Papa, he really liked Hank Sr. And they was like, "I don't know if Hank Sr. is exactly what you want to play at the funeral." And I was like, I think he would. So anyway, I was like, you know what? Something Got a Hold of Me. That was the song that my grandfather was known for. So I go to look up how to play this song and get the lyrics. And much to my surprise, it was Hank Sr. and Audrey that sang that song. So I sung that at my grandfather's funeral, man. So that's just one of the memories that we have as kids that we carry on.
That's right.
So Hank, tell us what you've got coming up next, man. I've seen you got a lot of dates coming up. It's been a little bit weird because of the COVID. A lot of the shows, I say the music industry was probably one of the #1 industries that got hit with the COVID. Tell us about some of the shows you got coming up and what's next for Hank 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm playing in Billington, West Virginia tonight. I'm going to be playing in Bluegrass, Virginia in a couple of days, and then we'll be playing in Sandusky, Ohio on the 18th. And then, let's see, I think we're going back to Pennsylvania on Tuesday. And then it should be back on.
Or what is your favorite place that you've played so far?
You know, let's see. There's so many. It'd have to be either the Hank Williams Festival in Georgiana, Alabama, or the Georgiana Theater, which is no longer open. But those would have to be my favorite places that I played.
I actually took a detour one time when I was at work. I had went through Birmingham and I saw a sign that said Hank Williams Boyhood Home, and I went and visited that. That was really neat. So. But I'm glad to see that the music's starting to get back up. I have a lot of friends in the music industry, and just glad to see that you guys are getting to play gigs again. So, Hank, tell us, what is next for you, and where are you hoping that this eventually ends up?
Yeah, man, getting off this tour first things first, and then we're going to go home and rest up a little bit, write a few songs, and practice up a bit. And then we're going to be going to California in August. So, yeah, man, it's things are looking up. I can't wait to see where this goes, and hopefully it goes good.
That's awesome, brother. Well, I tell you what, man, thank you for trying to keep that tradition alive and bringing back country music to its roots. I think that we need that so much in that world. Can you tell everybody, if they wanted to keep up with you, they wanted to see your tour dates, what's next for you, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can do this on www.hankwilliams4th.com. That's www.hankwilliams4th, which is Roman numeral IV.com. And they can also go like and follow my Facebook page, Hank Williams IV Music Page. We're posting on both of those, and yeah, man, just check them out. You can also order that CD off the website as well.
That's awesome. Well, brother, I know you're on the road. I thank you for coming in and sharing a little bit of what's going on in your life for you. And I wish you nothing but luck out there, my man.
Sir, I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining another exciting episode of Dad Talk Today. We are so glad you are here. Guys, we are a listener-supported podcast, and without your help, it's hard for us to do this show. If you would, please go over to patreon.com/dadtalktoday, where you can make a monthly contribution towards helping us keep this show on the air. Maybe you don't want to join Patreon. We also have Cash App, we have Venmo, PayPal, or you can mail us. Dad Talk Studios, LLC, P.O. Box 321, Waverly Hall, Georgia, 31831. Guys, again, we're so glad you're here, and I just want you to remember one thing. You have what it takes to make a difference in the world. Never stop, never give up, and stay cool. Stay Dad. See you next time.